Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 221. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday Motivation and Inspiration, and today I want to talk about always being humble or always staying humble because we're only small particles of this huge universe. So always remember to stay humble. Now, this is a podcast I've been wanting to do for quite some time, and I'm finally able to do it. And I have recorded so much motivational content that I wanted to record this podcast to always tell you guys to stay humble. Because all great things can be taken away in the blink of an eye, and this is why I'm telling you to not get too high, not get too low, but stay even. And I've seen things in life where people have it all and then lose it all because they get cocky and conceited. And everyone is touchable, and that's a definite. And that's why I always try to stay grounded. I always, stay even kill. I don't get too high with things, and I don't get too down on myself. I used to in the beginning of all this, but I don't get too low anymore. The funny thing is I really don't celebrate my accomplishments. And people always tell me, oh, well, celebrate this, celebrate that, and you've accomplished so much. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. I think it's good to celebrate your accomplishments. It's a beautiful thing, and I want to push you guys to do that. I'm not the person that's going to do it. It's just not me, and it's not really who I am. I don't tell many people things anymore. I just let the results speak for themselves. Like, the only humble brag that I'll do is I have a tendency to at least once or twice a year, take a picture of all the books that I've written and published, and then just post it on social media just for fun. I do it for a laugh, just to remind people that I bust my butt to get to where I am, and to know that I'm having fun doing it. And I know that, unfortunately, it takes, the notoriety for people to pay attention, even the people who know you. So that's why I say, don't get too high and don't get too cocky when you get to where you are and you're doing well and you've achieved the success that you want. Don't even point the finger and say, I told you, or don't do that. Because when you're where you are, people are going to want to have those conversations. See, for me, and I'm not trying to be facetious about this, but I will say that the people that know me on some semblance of a personal level, I'm not having conversations with them. Just not. And here's why. I've been doing this for 7 years already. Books, podcasts, things of that nature. My first, I think, year and a half of my podcast, I was doing a lot of crazy things that were going on in the world, things of that nature. And now it's just I'm tired of this. So I decided to revamp my whole podcast. So in actuality, I should be on year 5 of talking about my writing and author journey, but I'm not, and that's okay. But the point is that I'm not having conversations with people who know what I've been doing for so long, because I have a website full of blogs, full of books, clothing line, all that stuff. I have this podcast, and I'm blessed enough to be at episode number 221. Who would have thought? So that's why I won't have those conversations because they have access to my information and my name, you know, they know how to spell it for the most part. Strangers don't, which is partly why I created AquarianMindRights.com, because that's easier to remember than trying to remember whether my name is spelled with one L, two L's, whether my last name has the O, OU, or just a U and all that. So people have been butchering my name for 40 years. So I don't need to, create a website where people are trying to type my name in and trying to remember it and they can't. It's okay. If you just type in my name in Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, that new U search engine, whatever, you'll find me, and my website's one of the first things you'll see. So that's partly why I, did what I did in regards to that. But anyway, I'm humble because I don't feel a need to brag. I do remind people, like, I've written content about what's going on in this world right now. So that's probably about the only thing I really do these days. And, unfortunately, a lot of the bad things that are going on, I predicted in a way, but hey, who am I, right? Humbleness goes a long way. Helping others, and being kind to others goes a long way. I'm always someone who is willing to help others, give advice, share what I've learned on my journey, so many other things. I will always be someone who will try to prevent people from making, the mistakes that I've made on my journey. So try to help other people as much as you can. I implore you to do it as much as you can, because when you do good, good comes back to you. And when you do wrong, the bad comes right back around. Trust me. I've seen it for myself, believe me. And it's why I love Gary Vaynerchuk so much. It's why I love Eric Thomas so much. Those are guys who are very well off financially, pretty much for the rest of their lives. But they still are out there trying to help people and, get to where they want to be. But then they're also helping people along the way. So it's fun to have your moment where you gloat, but don't let the gloating last too long. Make sure that you're continually doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, and that you're giving more than you're receiving, because there are a lot of people that are taking everything in but not giving back. Sometimes people forget where they come from, and they get to this high status, and then they forget about those who helped them along the way. I surely won't forget the people who helped me along the way. Especially my mom, because she listens to all the craziness that I'm working on and doing, and the small investments that I'm making, and all of those things. I mean, I don't tell people the dumb investments I've made, but I do try to tell people to avoid those pitfalls. My humbleness has gone a long way. I meet people. I don't tell a lot of people what I do. It's a comfort thing. Sometimes I like to tell people, hey, I'm a writer, and leave it at that. Or sometimes I say, hey, I do a podcast, whatever. I don't go too crazy. I tell people find me on social media, and then they're like, oh. I don't know. I try to be as inspiring as possible, because, that's just the way I am. It's just the way I'm built. I don't know why. I think ever since I was a kid, I've been someone who's been a comfort zone for people. And I realized like people really like to like take people's energy from from the good people. I don't know why. But people who are like down in the dumps love to like suck the energy out of good people. And I've had to like really like say to myself, okay, I can't keep too many of these people around because they're draining the energy out of me. Yeah, those energy drainers that'll drain your battery just to fill theirs up. Yeah, not good at all. Um, just know that I'm having fun on this journey, and you know, you find joy and peace in your mind. You don't think about too many things. You just know that somewhere along the lines, like it's just going to take those one or two things that you're doing consistently and being disciplined about, that's going to get you to where you need to be. There's going to be those probably 5 to 10 people that you've never met in your life that you're going to meet at different points and phases of your journey, and they're going to elevate you and help you to where you need to be. It's coming, people. It's coming. I know it's coming for me, but I want to tell you guys it's coming. But just remember, stay humble. Don't get too hyped. You meet someone that's, doing well for themselves, and they wanna help you, and they're in the spotlight in some way, or they run a company, or they do something. Like, don't get starstruck. Don't like go, hey, take a picture. Like, no. You tell very few people like what you're doing. There are people who do not want to see you succeed. Believe me when I tell you. And you'll be surprised at the people who don't want to see you do well. So keep the right people around you. And with that said, I'm done for today. Have a good week, everyone. Stay humble and go accomplish your goals.